Recording this computer. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Dara Gibbs. I'm the CEO of the DG Academy. Guys, I got Roisin on, and Roisin Phelan has been a client of mine for 11 months, and this is basically our last call together. So I want to get Roisin on to talk about her story. And Roisin was kind enough when we're at the 6-month mark to tell us about her story then. So you can see, if you haven't watched that, I would recommend watching that first and then coming on to this one to watch that or listen to it basically. So Roisin, basically, for the guys who don't know, can you kind of just give us a bit of background on like what you do, and if you want to even mention where you're going in the next couple of months as well?
Yeah, sure. So I came to Dara kind of this time last year, just kind of a fitness related question, I think it was on Instagram. And I was keeping an eye on him kind of for a few months, thinking that I might kind of go down that route with a PT. I was feeling very unhappy myself, quite bad self-image relating to kind of my weight, not feeling confident, like yo-yo dieting, binge eating. And yeah, I reached out to Dara, and yeah, kind of took it from there. So I've been working as an accountant for the last 5 years, and I'm actually taking a bit of a career break. So I'm going traveling and
Awesome.
starting in a few weeks. So it was natural for me to kind of leave the academy, but also I feel like Dara has given me so many tools that I'll take with me in the future. Like I've created like habits that I feel like are there with me for life with Dara's guidance. He's taught me a lot around mindset. That was definitely the biggest takeaway from my experience with Dara. Just like as well as like the body transformation and the looking better in pictures. I just feel like I have a great mindset around eating. Like I do have days where I overindulge, birthdays, dinners out, it's natural. But the next day I don't beat myself up and I don't starve myself and I don't have those guilt feelings that I used to feel. So that's definitely kind of my biggest achievement from the academy is the mindset change.
Awesome, Roisin, awesome. And it's been an absolute pleasure coaching you over the last 11 months as well. Just to kind of give, I know obviously it's Roisin 2.0 now, and I'm sure when we touch base in 6 and 12 months, it'll be Roisin 3.0 at that stage. But to go back to, say, prior to joining the academy, or even the first month or two, because that was obviously the foundation phase, building habits, trying to remove bad habits, limiting beliefs and stuff. A lot of people can probably relate to yourself, yo-yo, dieting, binge eating, poor kind of self-talk when you do those then. Can you kind of give a bit of like an insight into like what that looked like, how long you were struggling with it, like how you're kind of feeling on a day-to-day basis then prior to the academy?
Yeah, so like since I was a teenager, like it's when I think back, I was very bad to myself, like beating myself up, really feelings of guilt around like going out and kind of enjoying myself. Probably since I was 15, 16, just feeling that really bad kind of self-conscious feeling, not feeling good about how I look, like not wanting to get into photographs, not enjoying myself while on holidays because I just have, especially sun holidays, because everyone has like great bodies and you're wearing kind of like bikinis and things like that. And I just never felt 100%. And like that was the main reason I just needed a change. I was like, it all, the reason why I properly came to the academy was that I was on a holiday with my partner and like knew that this was like a holiday of a lifetime in Italy. This is amazing, in Rome and Naples. And there was a part of me that like wasn't enjoying myself fully because of my like body image issues. And just because I was like, oh, I can't have that pasta dish or I can't have that and things like that. Whereas in reality, like me now, I know that I can have those nice things and like not feel guilty the next day. It was just kind of about shifting the mindset around it.
Hmm. And was it maybe 2 months ago? You were talking about a holiday that you're on. It was like the first holiday basically in whatever amount of years that you actually felt comfortable just in the clothes you're wearing. Do you want to kind of give a bit of an insight into that?
Yeah, like I'm trying to think what holiday that was now.
Yeah, there's been a
Oh, it
few
was
to be fair.
the Camino maybe, yeah.
Oh yes, yes.
Uh yeah, on that holiday I just felt good, like in general. Like I felt good meeting new people, I felt good in myself. Looking back on photos, I'm like, I just feel confident and I'm looking at myself and I'm being kinder to myself and I'm like, God, I had such good fun because there wasn't that element of like being self-conscious or like not wanting to go out and meet new people because I just not feeling good about myself. There was none of that. I just felt completely different. Um, it's because obviously like I've lost a good bit of weight and I feel more confident, but it's just like I'm not highly strung around food, and food used to be kind of a bit scary to me. Like I used to be like, my mindset was kind of like, oh, I have to be so disciplined and so rigid, and anything off track is like unknown territory and makes me anxious. Whereas it's not like that now. Everything is kind of in moderation, and I can kind of factor in like those nights out or those days out. If I know something is coming up, I'll kind of do some preparation beforehand. I'll kind of like, okay, I'll strip it back a bit the days before, and then on the day of, I can just fully enjoy myself and probably not even put on weight, probably maintain or even still lose weight. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what month it was. I remember I just said to you, I goes, you've cracked the code. I remember having the conversation with you. I goes, you're able to balance, because that's a skill in itself that people struggle. So obviously you're struggling with it since you're a teenager, like that's say 10 years basically, where you've cracked the code of, I know how I can still enjoy myself, but still to make progress I need to make. And a lot of people, from my experience, obviously you're in the same shoes, if they don't lose the weight or they only maintain, they will look at as a negative, where you're able to like just maintain over a night out and then just get back to normal. Where a lot of people, over my coaching experience and just people in general, they will let that one night out just ruin them for a month, possibly 2 months, and then it just spirals downhill from there. So the fact you crack that is awesome. Particularly the fact you're going traveling now is amazing. Like that's a tool you have for life, which is class. For say people listen who are possibly contemplating reaching out, or they might be in contact with me and they're listening to, or watching this because they want to see if what I do is good or whatever, or if they trust me. What was the one or two things that surprised you about the academy in general that maybe you weren't expecting?
I think just the level of detail the level of detail support that I got from yourself. So, for example, it's not like a one size fit all. I'm pretty sure you handle everyone differently. So like with me, at the start we were kind of using my fitness pal and I was sending you screenshots, but then it turned into like, okay, send me your food diary every day just on a text message kind of or a WhatsApp. And then that worked a lot better for me. So like I kind of was sending you every meal that I was eating. And that like was really good for accountability. And I just think that I wasn't expecting that. I thought maybe it was just, oh, the weekly check-in,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
was kind of like a daily check-in nearly. And that surprised me the most. It's kind of like you're kind of there for me anytime I needed it. And like that held me accountable because there was definitely days where I was going back into old habits where I had a bad day and I was like, I want to just eat loads or, comfort eat. And I was like, no, because I have to send my food diary to Dara. I can't. So that's good.
Good, awesome.
Now that's not saying that now that I'm left the academy that, oh, I'll binge eat now because I don't have that accountability. I'm out of that mindset now where I'm like, I kind of sorted out like why I was binge eating and you helped me through that as well. And I kind of have the tools now where I'm just happy enough, enjoy everything in moderation, have my days out, you know, and just kind of be disciplined on the days that I'm not doing anything. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And even just to add to that, then like a lot of, like, you see 6 week shreds, six pack summer, whatever you want to call these programs that you see in the fitness industry, which they do sell to people. But like you were saying there, since you're 15, you're 26 now, so that's 11 years. Well, let's say 10 years, because you would obviously um turn 26 during the academy, but like we say 10, 11 years of struggling with X, struggling with Y. And a lot of people compare their progress versus somebody else, but somebody else could have a different life. They don't know what has gone on in their past. They don't know what's going on in their life right now. They don't know how much experience they have when it comes to training and so on. But the fact that you have put in the work for 11 months and you've dropped weight, you've dropped body fat, you've improved so many things about yourself, but you now have that foundation built where your house is so strong it can't be broken. I think a lot of people listening to that need to realize that as well, that it's not a quick fix. Like my coaching program, 6 months at minimum, people stay on for 12 months, etc. And when you take the long-term approach like you did, you're going away traveling, basically you're moving away and you're going to have these habits and nothing's going to stop you from continuing with your health, which is amazing. I think that's important for people to understand as well who are listening. And in terms of like the progress you've made, if you could pick maybe one or two things, excluding like the accountability and stuff, that you owe your success to, like what kind of things did you pick up that has stuck with you basically, in terms of maybe tactics or habits, etc.?
So from a nutrition perspective, definitely meal prep. I would have done before the academy. I would have done it here and there. I would have been like, right, this is my week, but like it wouldn't be consistent. It wouldn't be consistent. Whereas that was like a non-negotiable. Now there was obviously some weeks like around Christmas and kind of around busy times where I might have missed out on it, but I would do it then maybe on the Monday or the Tuesday. I wouldn't, like, I've rarely had meals out like during the week. I'm saying, like, when I'm at work, I've rarely gone out for lunch or like be like, oh, I don't have anything prepared, I must run and grab something. I've nearly always had meal prep done every week. If it wasn't on the Sunday evening, I get it done on the Monday evening, or the Tuesday morning. So that's definitely, from a nutrition perspective, the biggest thing I've taken from it. And then just from kind of, as well as like you're obviously doing the nutrition and the fitness, you did a good bit of life coaching with me as well. And we went through a good few modules, and time blocking in my calendar, kind of managing my time a bit better. It all kind of fits in, because I definitely was making excuses and I was like, oh, I don't have time to do the workout, or I don't have time to get my steps in. And then you said to me one time, you were like, I think it was you anyway, you were like, oh yeah, but check your screen time on your phone. And then it's like, okay, I do have the time, you know. So the time blocking, so that's basically, just to elaborate a bit on it, it's Dara kind of taught me how to, on your calendar and work or on your phone, block out time during the day to do tasks, and that will like reduce procrastination, and it will make you more focused. And it really did, because I blocked out 20 minutes to do a task that I know will take me 15 minutes. So I get it done within that 20 minutes, and I'm not picking up my phone, I'm not getting distracted, and then you just move on to the next one, kind of 5 minutes in between, then move on to the next one. And I even did that for non-work related things. So like meeting with friends, my workout, even like making sure I drink enough water. I was setting little, not time blocking, but like little reminders. So from a life coaching perspective, that was definitely the best thing. Yeah.
Awesome. And you were saying that you were obviously looking at my content for a couple of months before obviously we had the conversation. So I know firsthand experience, before I became a coach, and even just reaching out to coaches, it can be nerve-wracking, because it's that first step to changing your life in a sense, basically, or possibly changing your life. And a lot of people kind of get stuck at that step of asking for help. So somebody who's in that position, like what advice would you give to them, basically?
The one thing I would say is that, yes, it's going to be uncomfortable, but that feeling of like discomfort is what you need to experience to get the change you want. You're not going to change stuck being comfortable. That's one thing I'll say. I've done it for years. If you're stuck in the same spot and you're like, I'm going to do it, but then you just don't, you're like, no, it's too uncomfortable. You have to ease into that feeling of discomfort and just go with it. And it's going to be scary. It's going to be hard. But like, think of yourself in 5 years' time. Where do you want to be? Think of that person when you're thinking of making that step.
Yeah. Awesome. Ro, you can just get that quoted in terms of like tattoo on somebody's back or something like that. That was good. I like that. But no, Roisin, for the obviously people listening as well, but I've been coaching Roisin 11 months basically, and it's been an absolute pleasure. I couldn't have asked for a better client. But one thing I would say to you, Roisin, with other people listening, you have such a growth mindset. Like, regardless of what I said to you, like, obviously, I'm blunt. I would just tell somebody the truth because it's important for them. And there was never like, oh, fuck's sake, whatever. It's like, you know what, actually, I'm going to try this and just implement it. And anything I advise, you took action on it, and how much your life has changed has been dramatic, and it's awesome. So it's been an absolute honor guiding you and coaching you. But at the end of the day, you're the one that took the action, which is the most important thing. So fair play to you, because you're going to kick ass in the next couple of months when you're traveling around, which is going to be great for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for all your support and help.
No problem at all, Roisin. But yeah, I will pause it here. Thank you so much.